And let's take a look at some of our national and international headlines for this Friday morning. First of all, we've got more tension around the world now in the Philippines, with President Duterte ordering his troops to occupy the South China Sea reefs. This is in the same area, of course, where China has been building islands on top of some of these reefs. Now the Philippines are sending in the military to their own islands. China claims the whole region. The Philippines says that China shouldn't be there and that the United States should have done something to stop China from being there. We'll see where it goes from here, especially since most of these reefs that Duterte has ordered his troops to occupy would need extensive work on in order to be able to house any kind of building at all. The Russian Economy Ministry is expecting oil prices to drop to $40 per barrel, something which is going to weaken the ruble and many other economies around the world, including Alaska. Donald Trump has hinted at military action in Syria following the use of a nerve agent, this chemical attack killing hundreds and basically raising the stakes in the Syrian war. And now, although the policy up to this point has been generally to fight ISIS in northern Syria, now it looks like the Pentagon is actually discussing any number of military options, including cruise missiles being lobbed into Syria directly against Assad. North Korea remains the elephant in the room at the talks between President Trump and President Xi. This is the Chinese president visiting the U.S. president. This, while North Korea has launched yet another missile. The missile launch on Wednesday, the summit on Thursday. Trump saying on Thursday that he has a new friend in President Xi Jinping. A horrifying story out of California where a Good Samaritan pulled over to the side of the road to help some people in an overturned Jeep. Actually, two people had pulled over. One was a 47-year-old doctor, the other a 17-year-old boy. Both of them hit by a passing vehicle. The Good Samaritan doctor killed. The 17-year-old lost his foot. The 6 teenagers, by the way, in the overturned Jeep were relatively uninjured. No major injuries. The driver of the car that hit the two Good Samaritans is still in the hospital in critical condition. Authorities have now detained 8 suspects in St. Petersburg over the metro bombing. No word exactly on what charges they are facing. However, there are some connections in terms of perhaps some kind of a cell that the bomber was a part of. Devin Nunes has stepped down from the U.S. election rushing hacking probe because now he is being probed himself for ethics. He's saying that this was something that was filed by activists, and he wants to try to get it cleared up, these false charges, as quickly as possible so he can get back to work. And it looks like Indian police are trying to identify a young girl. She was found in the forest with a bunch of monkeys. She appears to be somewhere between 10 and 12, can't speak. She was acting like a monkey, apparently had been with them for some time. Also, the Senate has launched its historic nuclear option in a 52-48 vote. They now have gone nuclear, meaning that there's no longer a matter of having to have there will be no more filibusters, basically. And, of course, a farewell to the master of insults, as comedian Don Rickles has passed away at the age of 90. Most of the news circle, of course, was focused on the passing of a comedian instead of what's happening in the South China Sea. So we just thought we'd like you to know. There are also many other stories that we don't have time for, of course, in this video section. If you want to check out the full 30-minute version of the news, become a subscriber at radiofreespeech.com. Thanks.